Welcome to the first day of the challenge and congratulations for getting right in and starting. Today we'll be talking about rethinking confidence, but let's just get an overview of the challenge first. We're going to have the challenge each day, and you'll do your video and your post, and we'll engage together. On day 1 and 2, we'll be reclaiming and preserving confidence. On day 3 and 4, we'll be expanding confidence. And on day 5, we'll talk about confidence and your bright future. I'm Irene Caniano. If you want to learn more about me, my website is irenecaniano.com. But now let's get started because this challenge is for you. Your mission in this challenge is to expand your self-confidence so you can live authentically in your personal and professional life. Your newfound self-confidence enables you to unlock your potential so you can live life on your own terms, reach your goals, and share your uniqueness with others. Let's start with the definition of confidence. Confidence is the belief that you can rely on someone or something. We can rely on our doctor to be knowledgeable about treatments and medicines. We can rely on the sun to rise in the morning. There are examples of our having confidence. What is self-confidence? Self-confidence is the trust in your abilities, your qualities, and your judgment. Confidence, though, is a very fragile thing. And Joe Montana actually said confidence is a fragile thing. He was a football player who brought his 49ers to victories in 4 Super Bowls, and he felt confidence was a fragile thing. And why? It's because we have a break. It's like an emergency brake that on our confidence. And it's full of obstacles like negativity, negative thoughts, critics telling us things that kind of dissuade us from moving on, self-doubt, and fear of failure and fear of embarrassment. So it's important to unleash the brake so you can move on and expand that confidence and let it loose. We're going to get clear about confidence. We're going to talk about the thoughts and emotions, reframing, and the comparison habit. For a moment, let's pretend that we're working in an art museum and that the person before us picked all the wrong frames that totally don't go with the paintings, and they've been called in to reframe all the paintings and match the paintings to what goes right with the frame. So we're going to do that same analogy and use it for our thoughts. It's like if we have a thought that doesn't work, we take that thought and reframe the situation. Reframing creates a different way of looking at a situation, person, or relationship by changing its meaning. And one example is negative self-talk. When you start to have a negative thought, you can add the word but, and it redirects the whole conversation in your mind. For example, I'm so stupid failing that certification exam. But now I know what the test is like, and I can study the parts I need help with. So the word but reversed the negativity. It was a reframe. Now sometimes you'll have to reframe by using your body. You just have to totally change the situation. Your mind will switch out thoughts by you going out and doing something. So doing something physical will break the negative thought, and sometimes it works, especially if we have had an embarrassing moment that we just keep reliving. This can be the way to short circuit that negative thought loop that you have. Now, comparing habit. When it comes to comparing, we've been doing it since childhood. Maybe we've been comparing ourselves to a sibling or a classmate or someone on a team, thinking, I'm not as good as my brother, I'm not as smart as my friend, I'm not good at hitting like my friend who just did a home run. And that continues into the workplace, and then it goes all day long on social media. There is this continuous cycle of comparison in our lives that could take over. And if it does, it diverts our energy from our own lives and results in our devaluing ourselves. It seems like we're looking for everybody else and letting the light shine on them sometimes. For instance, we might say, oh, she is so put together. Or that couple is truly a match made in heaven. Or he's so skilled, I wish I could be like that. And when we think of others shining, we sometimes make ourselves go into the dark. But we don't realize that we all have specific areas where we're confident and other areas where we're not. For instance, the young lady who's beautiful may not feel so good in the class situation when she's taken a course for her certification. Or the couple may realize that sometimes they have bad days too and feel down on those days. And the skilled workman may have trouble handling his finances. So we all have a combination of areas where we're feeling really good and areas where we feel like we're not quite up to it. We just have to have a realistic expectation and also not put other people in a different light than we do ourselves. Everyone has some confidence, and in this challenge, we're going to have you find some of the confidence that you really deserve to have at this moment that you haven't acknowledged in your life, some of the things you've done. So we'll take care of that. But right now, I want you to stop concerning about comparing and just let yourself be and observe other things, but not let things affect your own confidence. So we use reframing to change our perspective of our self-talk and change our perspective of our reactions in situations involving other people. So here are some examples of reframing when comparing to other people. An unhelpful comparison would be, after seeing her apartment, I know I'm terrible at decorating. A neutral or positive reframe would be, the colors she chose enhance everything in the room. And an insightful reframing would be, I could go online and pick out some accessories that would add color to my living room. So when we're beginning, we may start with an unhelpful thought and we have to reframe it. But with practice, we may just jump right to the neutral or insightful thought. It just can become a habit, but knowing that we can reframe when it's negative is important. So the main points of this video were that each of us has specific areas of confidence, and instead of self-talk and comparisons, we can use reframing to create neutral or helpful thoughts and statements. Our challenge is to do some reframing of an imaginary or real situation. So I want you to pick a situation and then think of how someone could react to it. And think of a negative way they could react to it, a neutral or positive way they could react to it, or a way with insight. And then I'd like you to post one of those reactions on the Facebook page under day 1. And if you like, post all 3 kinds, because then others will learn how to see how different the emotional state is when you have those 3 reactions. So right now, let's all go to the Facebook page. Thank you for your first day in the challenge.